The hunting party had tracked the human for 3 cycles across the frozen wastes of Cathara Prime. Commander Jalthor led his warriors with the confidence of a predator who had never known failure. Humans were weak, everyone knew this. Their bodies fragile, their claws non-existent, their senses dull. They had conquered the stars through machines and luck, nothing more. The prey has stopped moving, hissed Scout Vekmir, his thermal sensors painting a heat signature behind an ice formation ahead. She knows she cannot escape. Jalthor's mandibles clicked in satisfaction. This human had destroyed a Catharan supply depot, killing 17 warriors. The supremacy demanded her head. He signaled his pack forward, their powered armor gleaming in the pale light of the system's distant star. They found her sitting on a rock, her helmet removed, breath misting in the -40-degree air. She looked up at them with those strange, forward-facing eyes. No fear. That was unusual. "You are surrounded, human," Jalthor announced in Galactic Common. "Surrender, and your death will be swift." The human, her designation was Captain Sarah Chen according to intercepted communications, smiled. Actually smiled. "You brought your son with you, Commander? That's against Catharan military protocol, isn't it?" Jalthor's blood ran cold. Behind him, young Zethik froze. The cub was only 8 cycles old, barely old enough for training hunts. Jalthor had brought him to witness the capture of a dangerous human, to learn what the lesser species looked like when cornered. How did she know? "My family matters are not your concern," Jalthor growled. "They are when you're about to walk into a trap." Chen stood slowly, hands visible. "Your thermal scans show my heat signature, right? What they don't show is that I've been sitting on a plasma mine for the last 20 minutes. It's keyed to my biometrics. When my heart stops, or when I stand up and move 3 meters away, it detonates. The blast radius is 15 meters. Vekmir checked his scanner and made a strangled sound. "Commander, she's not lying. There's a Terran military-grade explosive beneath that rock. I didn't detect it because her body heat masked the signature." The warriors raised their weapons, but Chen shook her head. "Shoot me and we all die, including your son." Jalthor's mind raced. The cub was standing at the edge of the blast radius. Maybe if he grabbed Zethik and ran immediately. But no. Humans were treacherous. She probably had the detonation trigger in her hand. "What do you want?" he asked finally. "I want to leave this ice ball alive," Chen said. "But there's a problem. My ship crashed 2 valleys over. The cold is killing me faster than I expected. Human biology isn't made for this temperature. I've got maybe an hour before hypothermia takes me, and if I die, you all die. Then we are at an impasse." "Not quite." Chen's teeth were chattering now, Jalthor noticed. Her lips had a blue tinge. "I have a proposition. Your armor has environmental controls that can survive this cold. Mine is damaged, barely functioning. Give me 1 suit of armor, let me reach my emergency beacon, and I'll disarm the mine." "Unacceptable," Jalthor spat. "A warrior does not—" A small sound interrupted him. A whimper. Zethik had moved closer, curiosity overcoming caution, and the cub's environmental suit was flashing red. Training armor. Jalthor's heart sank. The cub's suit was malfunctioning, designed for short exercises in controlled environments, not extended operations in extreme cold. Zethik stumbled, frost forming on his scales. The young Catharan was shivering violently. Chen saw it too. She went very still, watching the cub fall to his knees. "How old is he?" "That is not your concern, human." "The hell it isn't." Chen's expression changed. "His suit is failing, he's hypothermic. We will carry him back to— He'll die before you make it halfway." Chen looked from the cub to Jalthor, then did something that would haunt the commander for the rest of his long life. She stepped off the mine. Every warrior raised their weapons, but the explosion didn't come. Chen pulled a small device from her pocket and deactivated something with a tap. It was on a dead man's switch, not biometrics. You would have known that if you'd scanned more carefully. Before Jalthor could process the implications, Chen was moving toward Zethik. She stripped off her damaged armor plating piece by piece, until she wore only the thin bodysuit beneath. The cold hit her immediately. He could see her body convulsing. "What are you doing?" Jalthor demanded. Chen didn't answer. She wrapped her armor plates around the shivering cub, using emergency sealant to hold them in place. The heating elements in the armor, weak as they were, began warming Zethic. The cub's shivering lessened. "There," Chen gasped, her lips now decidedly blue. She sat down hard in the snow. "He'll make it now. Get him home, Commander." Jalthor stared at this human, this enemy, who had just sacrificed her only protection to save his son. "Why?" Chen's eyes were glazing over, but she met his gaze. "Because he's a child, and because someone once told me that the measure of a species isn't how they treat their equals. It's how they treat those who are completely at their mercy." She collapsed into the snow. The commander made a decision that would change the course of the war. He removed his own armor and placed it over the human's freezing form. "Vekmir, give me your armor. Put the human in mine and get her to the medical bay on our ship. Do it now. Commander, she's the enemy. She's a warrior who valued my son's life over her own." Jalthor lifted the unconscious human himself. "And if we are predators who cannot recognize honor when it stands before us, then we deserve extinction." Captain Sarah Chen woke 3 days later in a Ketharan medical facility. Commander Jalthor was waiting beside her bed, young Zethic sleeping peacefully in a chair nearby. "The war is not over," Jalthor said quietly. "But perhaps it should be. My people will hear what happened here. I will make certain of it." Chen smiled weakly. "Your son, he's okay?" "Because of you." The commander stood, executing a gesture that Chen's translator identified as a Ketharan bow of respect. "You had us at your mercy, human. You could have killed us all. Instead, you saved the weakest among us. Perhaps we are the ones who have been blind to what true strength means." Outside the medical bay window, the frozen landscape of Cathara Prime stretched endlessly. But inside, something new had begun, a warmth that no amount of cold could extinguish. The story of the human who saved the predator cub would spread across both empires, whispered in bunkers and broadcast in council chambers. And slowly, impossibly, two species who had seen each other only as enemies began to wonder if there might be another way, because humanity, it turned out, was dangerous not in spite of their compassion, but because of it.